Welcome back to Yugoloth Tabletop, everybody. My name is Charlie Hartman, and I will be your Dungeon Master for tonight. Joining me are my four great players.
Hi, I'm Will Boyle. I play Moldavite, the Githyanki Soul Knife Rogue, and the dice box I'm using has been signed by Sutton Foster because she came to like a theater education event, so that was very cool of her.
Nice. I hope you enjoyed the event.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
I'm Keyjon Smith, and I'm playing Izzy Vanderplane, the Divine Soul Sorcerer. And here's hoping that we fight more enemies that are resistant to radiant damage.
Awesome. I know for a fact that came in huge last session, correct?
It did.
Yes.
Nice.
Hello, I'm Cheyenne Mitchell. I play Alara Cyanidel, the Drow Paladin, and I am sick, but not contagious.
Oof.
Yay.
Hopefully you're going to feel better, right?
Hello, everybody. Nicola Bevilacqua here, coming back with Goatee, our favorite robot boy, who is almost not dying like everybody else.
All right. Part of that is because last session, you all managed to make it back to the Seething Woods, where you found 8 of the 10 Gnoll packs had gathered in order to discuss the Brzoi and their recent attacks on Kalia. A lot of good points were brought up by Sherbin and the other Gnolls about how to address this situation, but ultimately, your willingness to explain why you were there, as well as what you were willing to do to help out, swayed them all into declaring war against the Brzoi. They agreed that the best course of action was to confront them directly at their home base in an abandoned mineshaft. They left to prepare for an evening raid tomorrow night, and in the meantime, you all were asked a small favor by Sherbin in order to help them be ready to help you during this war. Turns out, as Sherbin revealed, Gnolls actually have 2 forms that they can take. Their natural and divine forms. In the divine form, they are able to directly tap into the power of their god, Lord Yunagu, the Prince of the Hunt, and use his power to gain increased speed, strength, and durability. And although Sherbin had shown reluctance to use this form in prior examples, they knew that with your help, they would be able to harness that form and be able to be an asset to your team. And they certainly were. As you all were relegated to the flanking maneuver and attacking the mineshaft from its rear entrance, you encountered numerous traps and foes, including a pair of tricky will-o-wisps and a trio of shadows that seemed hellbent on blowing up the kiln they protected with all of you inside it. We now cut to there directly, where you are all still recovering from that encounter. Sherbin is out of breath, but they are going to go ahead and make the full use of their unicorn totem and cast a 2nd level healing spirit on all of you. How the spell works, as a quick reminder, is that they can use this spell a number of times equal to their wisdom modifier +1 to heal everyone. 1d6 plus their wisdom modifier.
Moldavite definitely needs that after the last fight because he very much went down.
All right. Now, thankfully, thanks to their unicorn totem spirit, they are able to heal you for the first round. Let's see here. You get healed for the full amount, thankfully, 6 hit points, and thanks to Sherbin being a shepherd's druid and the totem spirit, you gain an additional 6 for 12 total.
Whew, amazing.
All right. Anybody else want to use this? We got 3 more shots.
I'll use it. I only need 6 hit points, so you technically wouldn't have to roll because he gets the +6, right?
Yep. We'll see what we get, though. That's a 1, so you only get 7 hit points.
I'm back to full.
Since we're handing out hit points, Izzy can take some,
All right, let's see here, Izzy. That's a 2, so you are going to gain 8 hit points back.
All right.
And Alara needs 12.
All right, let's see if we can get the big 6. Oof. I'm afraid you got a 1. That's going to be only 7.
Dang.
However, just for a quick recap, what else is everyone else's healing capabilities right now?
I have a cure. I have a cure wounds, and I have 3 spell slots, 1st level spell slots for it, if
Alright.
need be.
I'm good at the moment. I also have no healing capabilities, but I'm at 25 out of 29, so I should be okay.
Right, and I believe you used 2 healing potions during the Battle of Talum, so you should have a remaining 2 left over, I believe, correct?
Oh yeah, we forgot we had those healing potions.
All right, and those heal for 2d4 plus 1. Alara, what exactly are your healing capabilities?
I have Cure Wounds and Lay on Hands.
All right. What exactly is Lay on Hands? Could you describe it for me?
You have a healing pool of 20 HPs. With it, you can heal a creature or expend 5 points to cure disease or neutralize poison. Use 20 times for a long rest.
All right. And if I'm reading this properly, I believe also you can actually choose how much. You can give someone the full 20, or you can just give someone 5 and save the remaining 15 until you run out. Perfect. That's going to be very handy for this encounter. All right. Well, after everyone gets healing, Sherbin is also going to cast one more quick spell and dismiss their Unicorn Totem Spirit, and they are going to quickly cast Plant Growth on the pumpkin that was holding this Will-O-Wisp.
Thank
And
God.
make sure it's permanent. Agreed. We do not need another encounter with this thing. Let's just keep it in here and make sure it stays. As such, the jack-o'-lantern becomes a permanent sconce, keeping this little protesting spirit at bay. What else would everyone like to do right now, though?
Can I investigate the forge?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
All right, cool. I kind of make my way over there to kind of investigate, see what's kind of going on there, because I know, there's a bunch of barrels full of adamantine and iron that possibly could be worth something.
All right, roll me an investigation check then.
Cool. That's a 6.
I would like to join them if possible.
Okay.
Yeah, please help. Moldavite calls over. Gotti, I need your expertise with this sort of thing.
Well, Moldavite, these things are what we commoners call barrels. They
No, I know
hold
what the
items.
barrel is, but use your computer mainframe, see if this is worth anything.
Oh, you mean the stuff inside the barrel? Okay.
Yes, the stuff inside the barrels. You know what
I'm
I
gonna
mean.
pull up the ore. Do I recognize the ore at all? First of all,
Roll me investigation.
because it's possible that I just don't know what the ore is. Investigation? That is a dirty 20.
All right, you recognize immediately one of the barrels to the right in the corner. Turns out it's actually full of a very valuable metal called adamantine. This is frequently used to enchant and upgrade weapons, as well as its most famous usage as one of the most powerful and defense-oriented armors in the realm. Some of your own fellow androids actually save up and upgrade their own chassis using adamantine because of its ability to negate serious damage and present some of the most impenetrable armor in the land. This is extremely valuable stuff, although I will admit the cost is extremely high and the amount used varies wildly. This current barrel right here could maybe be used enough to use for maybe, say, half a suit in Gaunt. However, at its current value, there's about, say, 50 to 60 pounds worth of it in this barrel. It could usually fetch anywhere between 200 to 300 gold.
Whew.
All right?
Oh, be still my circuits.
Yes. As for the other barrels themselves, they're full of iron and other general gemstones. I'd say you could probably get an additional 50 to 100 gold from them. All right, so a total of a payout between 300 to 400 gold, depending on how much you're able to take with you. However, as you're calculating this, Sherbin comes forward and snaps at you, saying, "Hey, we divide up spoils of war after everyone's dead."
Fine. We divide, but we're doing most of the work.
No, you just found it first. Everyone gets a piece in this. This is
Finders-
how the war parties work.
Finders.
No one gets anything until the work's done. Then we divide everything else up.
That is understandably. I'm gonna get out my moonsicle and I'm gonna carve on the side of the barrels gotta come back for this one, gotta come back for this one.
They look at you, and at first, they think about stopping you, but then they look inside the adamantine barrel, and they're going to go ahead and roll that barrel away into the corner, making it harder for everyone else to find. But they aren't going to look at you and just going to keep moving forward.
Do people not know the term finders keepers here? Is that a term that people have here?
It's that nature. Oh, it's for everyone, and I
fine.
understand. But at the same time, we found it. We kind of need it.
Finders keepers. I could get a really nice.
Kind of need it.
I could get a really nice armor out of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we can get a full armor out of it. Maybe a
Sherbin leads you all back where Izzy and Alera, you two have been waiting outside, but what have you been doing while waiting? Anything in particular?
Izzy has been playing with his familiar this entire time.
All right, your pet ferrets.
Moldavite comes back and he just gives like the strongest side eye to that ferret and is like, keep that thing away from me.
Well, Sherbin steps forward and says, well, I actually might have a use for it. They look over and hold out their hand to the ferret.
I let go of the ferret and let it jump to Sherbin's hand.
All right, your ferret sniffs over Sherbin, who quickly pulls them forward. They quickly boop noses, and then afterwards, they start communicating with one another. And Sherbin looks to you and says, well, he's definitely seen a lot of excitement for one day, but he thinks he might be able to help out. Do you think by any chance you'd be willing to let him go check a few areas out for you?
Yeah, he should be fine. He's a slithery little guy.
All right. As this is your familiar, you are going to be able to use him as a scouting, and I believe you are also given the ability to see through his eyes and senses, correct?
Yes.
All right, perfect. In that case, I'm going to go ahead and ask you to roll a stealth check for this ferret. The closest animal comparison I can think of, since ferrets don't have stat blocks, is going to be weasel, so you get a +5 bonus to this roll. Go ahead.
Ooh, that's 17.
All right, 17. It's going to be really good. With a 17, your ferret is able to scamper down to the right of the hall and make a quick survey of a small alcove inside. Thanks to his sense of smell, you're able to get a very quick understanding of everything around there. This has a very acrid and acidic odor to it. You recognize a lot of these as more pungent and noxious fumes you would smell in your father's factory. Specifically, this is alchemical magic. It's a lesser refined smell. A lot of it is unbalanced, but you're able to quickly recognize this as something that you are able to tell. Something is brewing in the back of this corner. What would you like to do?
I guess he'll investigate the corner.
All right, you're going to have him go forward?
Yes.
In that case, I'm going to roll another check. Well, as you roll this check, you get a little bit closer, and you actually are able to spy something in the distance that does catch your attention. Your ferret moves closer and closer into the area, and they are able to spy in a corner a hooded Berzoi working against a desk. You don't know what they're brewing, but they seem extremely focused on this project against everything else. However, before your ferret can actually get closer, you actually feel a rough set of hands wrap around your body, and before you can even react, you feel your connection to your ferret immediately cut off. You can't see them anymore, and you can't hear anything from them.
Creepy.
What's stealthy enough?
Did the ferret just die?
I think they just killed the ferret. Oh no.
You don't know yet, but in the meantime, how are you going to move forward?
First off, I'm relating information about the got the work desk, and I'll bet Izzy would be very traumatized as he heard and felt all of the grasps, the big hand clench on the little ferret's body, and he wants to go investigate right away.
All right, Sherbin is going to pull you back, saying, "Let me lead," and they are going to go ahead and take the first stealth check. Anybody else want to make any checks?
Also stealth.
All right.
Ooh, 21.
Yeah,
21.
might as well help.
All right.
Would the help action actually help, or would I have to roll my own stealth?
You could. Okay, here's what's going to happen. This help action would not help someone with their stealth checks. However, there are other rolls you could make besides that. You'll just have to go off your passive stealth, which I believe is just going to be 10 plus your regular stealth bonus in the first place. Similar to passive perception, okay? So if you think you have a pretty high stealth check, you can forego your regular stealth roll and just roll a different roll like perception or investigation if you want to keep an eye out for something else.
No way. I got passively 13. It's not gonna cut it.
Okay.
Well, I rolled 19 for stealth.
Okay, that's going to definitely help. That being said, as you all start entering into this chamber, what's everybody's final thing going to be? Sherbin got an 18 for their stealth check, but what is everybody else going to do?
I got 21, so Moldavite's just kind of a ghost.
Okay.
I've decided to roll stealth and get a 13 plus 3, so that's a 16.
All right, that is definitely going to help you.
Izzy has a 17 for stealth.
All right. Everyone has rolled stealth. Gotcha. Now, as you all enter into this location, just as Izzy's familiar had detected, a dark and sickly stench fumigates and hangs around the small alchemical office. The air is thick with a green miasma that makes it hard to focus and think straight. Potions bubble and froth all along the walls as a small gnoll hunches over the desk at the end of the hall. Since you all rolled stealth, you'll be able to get up close to this person, but what else would you like to do?
I'm gonna try to make sure I'm one of the party that's not the only no here, since my.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna have you roll a quick perception check.
I think that's like a 6.
Okay. Unfortunately, you start peering into this small hallway to the right of you, but you don't see anything while everyone else moves forward. Okay?
Can I make a perception check on this person?
Yes, but I'd say more insight. All right,
Okay.
go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Cool. I'll use my passive insight for
14. All right. You can tell right now that this Gnoll by this desk may or may not be aware of you behind them. They keep making small head jerks back as if looking behind you or trying to appear that they're looking behind them without doing it.
Cool.
All right, so they're aware of someone behind them. They're just not sure who.
Do y'all mind if I just fully start assassinating this person?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm just gonna roll to hit against
Hold
her.
on. Could it be possible for me to have my crossbows ready and aim at them to kind of give me an advantage on an attack again, not my first attack against them?
Sure, I would definitely say you can take a prepared action to fire upon him if things go south.
That's definitely Izzy as well.
Yeah, can I
Unfortunately,
also
no.
do that?
You took your perception action. Sorry.
Cool. I'm just gonna fire on her. Real.
Would Alara like to do anything?
Yeah, can I also do that since I did not do a perception check?
Okay, you're going to prepare an action to attack the first thing that tries to attack you. All right.
Beautiful.
Sherbin is going to do the same. Now, Moldavite, go ahead and take your attack then, with advantage.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Alright, so that's gonna be a 14 to hit.
That is going to hit this character.
Okay, thank God. So I'm gonna use my bonus action to make a second attack. Okay, that's a 19 hit. I do 21 psychic damage as 2 psychic blades just fly out of my hands and thud into them.
All right. Well, as you do this, you also reveal yourself, unfortunately, as all of a sudden, as soon as you strike against this alchemist, they cry out in shock and pain as this happens. Yeah! They're here! They're here! Help! 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 As immediately afterwards, what is your passive perception again?
16.
All right. As unfortunately, a Gnoll in a hood immediately tries to strike back and counterstrike you. They reveal themselves from behind a corner and immediately charge out and attack you. However, thanks to your passive perception and their low stealth roll, you are able to clock them and they will be able to do this attack during the surprise round. Everyone, roll me initiative.
I got 27 to initiative.
Oof, nice.
Izzy has 22 initiative.
I rolled a 2.
That's like
Alright.
a theme.
I got a 21.
For the sake of simplicity, on round 0, the surprise round, Moldavite, I'm going to say your initial attack with your high initiative is going to count as your turn for this round, okay?
Okay, cool.
You activated the surprise round, and it just so happened that you were able to attack first, which works for me.
Alright.
That being said, Goatee, it's now your turn. You have this alchemist in front of you, but you also have somebody who just peeked around the corner and attacked Moldavite. What are you going to do?
So I had my action ready to strike at the hooded creature. If I attack the hooded creature, would I have advantage since I was ready to strike at it with my crossbows?
I don't believe you had rolled a high enough stealth for them to not see you, unfortunately. What you rolled what again?
It was a 16.
Yeah, unfortunately, they saw you, so you won't get advantage on this initial attack. Sorry.
I'm gonna shoot at the alchemist. 16 to hit?
All right, a 16 will hit him.
Yay! We love that. I'm gonna roll. This is the damage, and then I'm gonna use the swarm after. So the initial damage from the bolt is gonna be an 8 piercing.
Okay.
And then it's going to be an additional 2 piercing from the swarm.
Okay,
For a total of 10.
Okay, perfect. That's going to be your turn. That then takes us to Sherbin, who, on their turn, they are going to go ahead and charge forward into the cave and are going to go ahead, cast Shillelagh, and start attacking the second spy. Nat 20.
Ooh.
All right.
Oh boy.
And they got a 7 and a 1, so they deal a total of 11 points damage to this spy. That leads us then to the spies themselves, who are going to now take their...
Izzy?
You were...
I had 20.
Yeah, but you didn't prepare an action. Remember, you...
Oh,
surprise
okay.
round. This is
Oh,
the surprise
okay.
round. We're on round 2
Okay.
still. That then takes us to the spies in this surprise round, as they are going to now take their attacks. The first one is going to continue attacking Moldavite. All right, that's going to be an 18.
Hits.
They're going to stab into you right underneath your ribs
Ooh.
for a whopping 9 points damage.
Ooh.
Now they're going to take their second attack.
Oh,
That
God.
misses with a 5.
Yep.
All right. Assassin number 2, they are going to now go after Sherbin. First attack, 18 hits. 16 points damage to Sherbin. Second attack, they are going to try to follow that up with a kick to the chest. And oof, with a 19. And they only deal 3 points damage. That leads us to Alera, who, rounding us out, you are now able to take your reaction in this surprise round. What are you going to do?
Since I rolled a 19 for stealth, would I be able to roll with advantage?
Yes, that is above their perception check. Go ahead.
I rolled 16.
All right, that'll definitely hit the spot. Go ahead.
10.
10 points damage. Awesome. Your crossbow bolt strikes into their larynx, and they are going to start coughing up blood.
Oh my god.
But they're still standing. That takes us to the top of the order with Moldavite. You just got stabbed in the back. What are you going to do?
Okay, I'm gonna go and I'm going to go for the person that's standing right next to me. I'm gonna make 2 attacks on him as my action and bonus action. Okay. So the first attack is going to be a 21, and the second attack is going to be a 17.
Both of those hit.
Cool. That's gonna be 18 damage to the one right next to me.
All right. You cut into them, and despite the stab to the back, you get them straight in the front,
Cool.
showing them how a real assassin operates.
Bad form. That is what you're using. You're using a bad form.
All right. That leads us then to Goatee. Goatee, what are you going to do?
I really have a bad feeling from this alchemist guy, because I don't know, he could have some sort of poison, he could have medicine for his help, so I'm going to use my feature of Favored Foe as my bonus action. So when I hit him, it will do an extra d4.
All right. Go ahead. Take the shot.
That is gonna hit with a 17 plus 8, so 25.
All right. A 25 definitely hits. Roll me damage.
7. I'm gonna roll for the swarm for an additional 1, so an 8, and the d4 from Favored Foe for a 1, so 9 points of damage in total.
Okay. That's a decent chunk of damage. Now we go to Izzy. Izzy, what would you like to do?
How's the alchemist looking? How's he looking?
The alchemist is looking extremely weakened from this attack. He seems ready on his turn to drink 2 separate potions, but you aren't sure what they're going to do.
How about the 2 assassins? How they're looking?
All right. Both of them had taken some pretty severe hits, but they're looking ready to fight to the death.
I think it's probably best to try to get the alchemist out of the way.
Bob Russian.
I wanted to save. Izzy wanted to save some spell slots, but Izzy, we don't need spell slots around these parts, do we? Let's go with Guiding Bolt again.
All right.
And I'm going to twin spell that too. To target maybe the assassin next to Moldavite. 9 for the assassin?
That misses, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Ooh,
Alright, let's come on. You got this. You can hit.
you got this.
That's 23.
23 hits the alchemist.
Okay. And that's 4d6 radiant damage. That's 17 radiant damage.
As they hit them, they just look at this and say, "Help! Help! Help!" As they just get get absolutely bodied and crumple onto the floor before they can do anything.
A
All right.
taste of the divine.
That then leads us to Sherbin, who is going to prepare an action and tell the soldier, "All right, your leader's down. So I'm saying right now, call off the attack and we'll let you live. However, the assassins are going to look at this, scoff, and say, death before dishonor, as one of them takes a disengage action and rushes towards the alchemist. They're then going to pick up one of the potions and take it. You see a bunch of blue necrotic energy start swirling around them and congregate around their torso. You don't know what's happened, but they seem to have gotten stronger from this attack as they grin at you all.
Well, damn. Moldavite looks like you have a target.
Yeah.
In the meantime, the other spy is going to quickly try to step forward, and they are going to try to make one attack each against Sherbin and Moldavite.
Okay.
They unfortunately miss Moldavite, but hit Sherbin with a 16 for 7 points damage. That then leads us to Alera. Alera, what are you going to do on your turn?
I'm going to shoot with my crossbow the guy that just tried to hit Sherbin and Moldavite. 11.
11 misses, unfortunately.
Ugh. Sad.
All right. But that takes us to the top of the order with Moldavite. What are you going to do?
I'm going to just make 2 attacks on the one right in front of me.
Melee or ranged attacks?
Melee. That is a 14 and an 18.
Both of them hit.
Nice. Okay. 22 points of psychic damage. to him.
All right. You are able to finish off this one assassin quickly, but there's still one more left to go. What are you all going to do?
Oh, can I also use my movement to get closer up to him?
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Cool.
Just pointing the crossbows at him like, you got nowhere to run?
All right. Held
Looking
action.
around at the bodies. Yeah, you got nowhere to run.
Okay, held action as well. Izzy, what are you going to do?
Oh, I want to attack him.
Okay, go ahead.
Oh yeah. No, there's literally nowhere to run. Izzy will use how's he? He's still looking the same. Just a little buffed up.
Yeah, he took a potion, but he's still looking about relatively hurt by this attack.
Okay.
He's got a nasty gash in front of him, but that's about it.
All right then. Hopefully he's not resistant to it. Izzy will use Toll of the Dead on him.
All right, he's gonna make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
He got a 13,
That's my save DC.
so unfortunately he saves. All right.
Okay.
That then leads us to Sherbin, who going forward is going to take this turn and try to go ahead and attack this guy and knock him out. They hit with a 23 and deal 7 points bludgeoning damage. But as this happens, the armor takes a small chink, and then immediately those chink fragments embed themselves into Sherbin as they get punctured by a huge flurry of sharp ice knives that
Ooh.
causes them to go down.
Oh no.
That was
Ah,
very
the-
specific.
the-
Yeah, this potion was a 3rd level equivalent to the spell Armor of Agathis. Basically, they not only gain temporary hit points, but they also, anytime someone attacks them with a melee attack, they automatically take 15 cold damage.
That's why he asked if you were
That's why it
doing
was at
range.
melee or ranged.
'Cause
Okay.
It does matter.
That makes sense. Oh,
Damn.
okay.
Yep, Sherbin is down right now. But that is going to lead us...
Oh, he's down. Damn.
Oh no.
The spy is not going to mess around, and they are going to pull up Sherbin's body, and they are going to back away, saying, all of you, step back, or your friend gets it.
We're back to this.
Not the hostage situation again. You've done this multiple occasions. It never works well for you.
What do you even hope to accomplish with a hostage?
For now, keep myself alive, and keep you from stopping us. You've done enough damage to the world as it is. It's our turn to finally fight back.
Ah yes, it's always the same monologues from you villain types.
They really need to get a new motto.
They really do.
They really do.
Coming from the people that think that they're always in the right. I don't want to hear a peep out of any of you. I'm always arguing. Alera, what are you going to do in this situation?
Well, can this guy see me from back here?
Technically, no. And I will say that if you want, you could make me a stealth check.
Yes, I will do just that.
All right, go ahead.
You are pretty far.
Would you say that because we're all kind of standing in the way, that would be giving her the help action.
No, sorry. No.
Well, I rolled a 19.
Okay, never
All right.
mind then.
Unfortunately, he rolled a 23.
Ugh.
So he spots you, but he just doesn't say anything about it, just saying, I don't care what you all are doing in the back there. Don't make any more movements. We're going to now quickly skip around and back to the top of the order. This is going to be a little bit free action, but what all is everyone going to try to do to get this Gnoll to not kill Sherbin?
Can I? Okay, I'm gonna use my invisible mage hand to throw the good berry apple into Sherbin's mouth to give him 1 hit point to bring him back up.
All right, that's going to be a sleight of hand check.
Perfect.
Since-
I am good at that.
Yep. And since the apple itself is visible, though your mage hand is invisible, I will say, unfortunately, that is going to be a regular roll.
Okay. Oh. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna side bolster knack this.
That's a skill. Yep.
Okay, so that's 7 plus 3. That's the 10.
All right, unfortunately, as this happens, the Gnoll is immediately going to, without a second glance, use their knife hand to quickly cut across Sherbin's throat, causing 2 automatic death save fails. And then afterwards, they are going to then catch the apple and, running insult on the wound, they are now going to eat it themselves.
Okay, my plan time. I want to use thaumaturgy, and I'm going to make harmless tremors on the ground, but I'm going to sell this like this cave is collapsing. We're going to sell this like never before. That's the plan.
All right, I will say this much. With that, you are definitely going to have to roll me a pretty high performance or deception check.
You got this.
Actually, I think I have pretty
You
high
got this,
deception.
Bessie.
Let me see. My deception is +3.
Your
Performance is
the
+2.
same one.
Yeah. What else do we have? Anybody have any better ideas to help?
I had
Throwing
an
that apple
idea.
was my best plan.
I mean,
So-
even if the tremors don't work, would he like slice Sturbring's throat because of that?
It's
He
too
already
late for
has.
my idea.
Anymore?
I mean, can I use a command spell? Would that work on him?
On your turn, yes, but that was going to be after Sherbin and then the spy, right?
Oh,
Oh.
sorry, man.
So my plan was you let me go first. And
Oh, no.
You let your turn go after mine. So I could have used my mage hand to kind of distract them, so to speak.
Oh.
So just to have the swarm do like something with the hand, kind of like just hey over here, like snap finger, like over here, and hopefully have you do either kill him or deal with it.
Oh my gosh, everything.
But I thought,
Everything is.
uh,
I think this is really our
no.
only bet, to be honest.
I just need to get to if I can get to Sherbin, I can heal him. I have the cure wounds.
I think
can
trying to save. I
protect
think we need to
them.
worry about the assassin.
Yeah.
Getting to
Yeah,
Sherbin.
Again, his main thing has been everyone back away, and he mainly wants to make sure you all are secured, and then he will let Sherbin go. That's been his mainly demand.
Oh, we can just leave. Bye. We don't care about you. Bye.
Okay.
Oh, we could step back and I can still do the tremors. We don't got to
Yeah.
perform. I can step back out of view. We can
I'll also
leave.
step back to kind of just
Yeah.
help sell the illusion.
Let's just let's just step back and we'll do it when we're back here.
I'll say that with you stepping back, I will say that you will have advantage on this deception check because he doesn't see you. So go ahead and make me your deception check with advantage.
Oh, there we go. Nat 20. There we go.
You're kidding.
There we go. There we go.
All right, here's what's going to happen. With that nat 20, you
Alley Beardsley
feel
moment.
absolute in this adrenaline moment, just like when you first activated the portal to get to Talim, you feel your innate arcane magic suddenly take on a different form. It stops being just purely based on your surroundings, and you feel a sudden surge from within yourself and from another power you've never felt before channel yourself from you into this ground. The earth literally starts shaking. Everyone can feel this as you channel everything into this spell. You are just in the zone, doing everything you can, and as a result, the Brzoi not only is shocked by this and let go of Sherbin, but they are actually going to then drop their knife and land prone on the ground as this happens. All right? Now, it's do or die right now, folks. You only have one turn, Goatee, to do something. What are you going to do to help?
I'm gonna rush and just slide to where Sherbin is. And you see my hands, the pads flip to the other side and just start rubbing them together, getting the static on it. And I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds, trying to pump as much health into him as I can. Just shock him back to life.
All right, roll me that healing stuff.
It is going to be a 6. 6
All
hit
right.
points back to him.
It's going to be enough to get them up, and on their turn, they are going to look at you saying, thank you. And they are then going to take the disengage action and just move away. And back to everyone else. However, it's now the spy's turn, and they are absolutely livid at what happened. They're going to use their full movement to get up, and then they're just going to wildly swing at you, Goatee. They only hit once, unfortunately. Let's see here. And they are going to deal 6 points damage to you.
Yep.
All right. That then takes us to Alera. Alera, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Okay, now that I'm right up on this guy, I'm gonna use my crossbow and shoot directly into him.
All right. Go ahead and roll the attack.
23.
That definitely hits.
Beautiful. With 8 damage.
That's just enough to fully shatter this armor and get rid of it.
Beautiful.
That leads us now to the top of the order with Moldavite. Moldavite, his armor's gone, and he still has one potion left in him. What are you going to do?
I'm just gonna take. Ooh,
Please don't kill him. Please don't kill him. I kind of want to kill. I kind of want to kill.
I'm still going to hit, but I'm going to use steady aim so I can gain advantage on this next attack. That is a 23 to hit.
That hits.
That is 11 damage.
He's still standing, unfortunately.
Oh,
All right. But you've taken out an eye of his. He's grasping it in pain, but he looks ready to attack. Goatee, it's your turn.
I am going to fire my crossbows at him. Now, I am within 5 feet, but crossbow expert allows me to fire light crossbows within melee range.
Go ahead.
Without disadvantage.
nice.
That is going to be an 18 to hit.
All right. Roll with the damage.
It is going to be 6 piercing plus I'm going to do the swarm. So that is going to be 9.
All right. That's enough to finish this character off.
Could I do something special?
Yes, go ahead.
I think this actually might be my first actual kill now that I think about it.
I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
I'm just gonna bolt his kneecap, get him on the ground, and just bolt the head.
Cool.
Nice. Brutal, but surprisingly effective as your swarm eats away and leaves him a dried husk afterwards. You all have taken a lot of damage and a lot of pain from this fight, but you've made it pretty far. As Sherbin gets around, they are going to now use their second third level spell slot, and they are going to once more cast Healing Spirit, giving everyone, including themselves, a d6 of hit points. They're looking at this and saying,
I'm going my healthy.
we're going to have to be a lot smarter for this, especially
Yes.
given how close we are.
Yes, I'm sorry I nearly got you killed.
Yeah, sure, being try not to rush in next time.
All right.
Please.
Sherbin's going to heal themselves for 4. They're going to heal Goatee for 6.
Back to full.
Yep. Alera, how you looking?
I'm almost full anyway. I'm at
All right.
33 out of 38.
All right. Izzy, let's see here.
I didn't even get touched.
All right. Moldavite, how much damage are you getting?
I'm at 16 out of 29, so I
Okay.
can take some, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. You're going to get 5 hit points back.
Cool.
And there are 2 more, and Sherbin's going to go ahead and use them on themselves again, okay?
Cool.
They get 9 back.
Moldavite, do you want the healing potion?
Yeah, I'll take
I
that.
Alright.
hold out the healing potion for him.
Moldavite just kind of like
One left.
pops the top open and like downs the whole entire thing in one gulp. Back to full.
All right. As this happens, Sherbin thinks about this, and they're going to quickly go down and peer down the tunnel, okay? As they do, they listen in carefully and are going to make a perception check. With that, they're able to pause for a little bit, peeking their ear back, and keep looking. Meantime, all of you can go ahead and check out this area if you'd like. Roll me an investigation check.
Yeah, I want to check out this desk.
So I'm guessing my familiar is dead because we didn't find him. He's
Yeah.
gone.
Unfortunately, you
puffed.
find a few bits of fur in one of the Berzoi's.
Oh my God! What? You could cut that out.
Yep.
Say he
All right.
disappeared.
I got a 21.
All right, with a 21, you were able to find inside this alchemist's desk quite a few things. First off, you find 3 potions of greater healing, which heal
Ooh.
44 plus 4, I believe. Those will be extremely helpful.
Yes.
A potion of sleep, which is a second level casting of the sleep spell. More on that later.
Okay.
And then finally, something marked Thunder Potion. You aren't sure what it does, but you know that it might be powerful, okay?
Cool. I add those to like my little bandolier.
Gotcha. In addition, at the bottom of the desk, you actually do find something very interesting.
Ooh.
In addition, with a few spell scrolls that seem to be wizard spells,
Okay.
you also find what seems to be a small notebook with silver copper mesh as its cover. The pages are worn but clean, written in a language you somehow feel like you've seen before, even though you can't make it out.
Can I investigate that a little bit more?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me a history check itself, okay?
Cool. Nope, that was a 4.
Unfortunately, you can't figure out what exactly this language is. It's written in a dialect you are completely unfamiliar with, and the actual script itself makes no sense. It's not like anything you've ever seen in Kalia.
Okay, cool.
Alright.
I pocket that.
However, as you are flipping through the pages, you do find something very interesting about this, that it seems to have an infinite number of pages. Every time you flip, the number of pages left over never seems to diminish, while the number of pages to the left seem to stay constant as well. Flipping through, you see the occasional note jotted down, but most of the pages are blank. Okay?
Yeah.
No.
I kind of show this to the rest of the group. I'm like, for some reason, I seem to recognize the script, but I have no clue what this is. Am I okay to keep this, or?
Would you like me to have a look at it?
Yes, can you check this out, please?
All right, roll me a history check.
I also give the rest of you 1 potion of greater healing each.
Okay. Take one.
I'll keep the sleep and thunder
That is a
potion.
16. That's not
16.
terrible.
All right, with that, I will say this much. You recognize and can confirm that this is not a Kalian script. From what you can tell from this, it seems to be some kind of cyclical script writing process that you believe is originated from the astral plane, but you aren't 100% certain what dialect it is. You just know that it's a common practice among astral plane peoples to write in a cyclic pattern, but you aren't sure where exactly or what exactly this specific pattern is. Now, that being said, we also have one more thing. I'm going to ask Modify, go ahead and roll me a luck check quickly, okay?
Okay.
Just a pure d20.
17.
All right, 17. Good news is you look over the spell scrolls and are able to find that 2 of them are actual spells
Okay.
that you might not be able to cast, but Izzy definitely might. Specifically, these spell scrolls are for Rhymes Binding Ice and for the web spell, all right?
Oh my God.
Cool, I give those to you.
Yeah.
Oh.
Can't cast one yet.
Right, Multiply passes those over. It's like, I have no use for these, but I believe that you might.
All right.
Huh. I've never seen these spells before.
Okay, looking them over, the big thing about spell scrolls is that how they work is they are a one-time casting of a spell that doesn't burn a spell slot. So if you need to, you can cast them and use them in a pinch. But once you do so, you can't use them again. All right?
Do I use my attack roll when I?
You just use an action to make a spell attack roll, and it uses your same spell attack roll and DC numbers, okay?
Gotcha. And what was the spell scrolls?
They are Rhymes Binding Ice and Web, okay?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you all look over these treasures, Sherbin looks back to you all and moves forward, saying, okay, from what I can tell, there are at least 5 or 6 of them down there, but we're near the entrance to the cave. It's heavily guarded, but from what I can tell, we might actually have an edge in there. It seems they're really antsy about everyone getting in. So, if we play this smart, we might be able to create an opening and then let everyone else clean out.
Alright.
Perfect.
How would you guys like to approach this?
I think I'm just gonna kind of start stealthing closer.
Okay.
Can I ask how the sleep potion works? Or would I need to identify it first?
I would say you'd have to identify it first, but from from what Moldavite is able to get from it, basically throwing this potion will activate and operate like the regular sleep spell. All right?
Could I throw both potions at the same time or no?
One at a time, sorry.
Okay.
So but there were 2 sleep potions?
I had a sleep potion and a thunder potion. But the thing with the thunder wave, because you cast the thunder wave spell, and that very much just will announce our presence. Because thunder wave makes us 300.
How about this? You give me the sleep potion. You
Okay.
get the thunder wave.
Yeah.
On our turn, which doesn't matter which one goes first. Well, we'll have the thunder wave go first. Then sleep whoever's remaining.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I give you the sleep potion.
Perfect.
You,
I just hold the sleep potion in my hand and I go, power.
Sherpin notes this and decides to say, okay, well, best of luck. And they're going to quickly cast guidance on Moldavite
Ooh, thank you.
and Goatee, saying, we have the element of surprise, but I think the focus should again be breaking down the barricade. Once we do that, the rest of the Gnolls can clean up the defense.
Okay.
Perfect.
Oh, so should we thunder wave the barricade instead?
Yes, that's probably the best solution. I'll
Cool.
sleep the guards. You thunder wave the.
Yeah, I'll thunder wave the barricade because if I'm gonna look at the thunder wave spell real quick, but that also like pushes objects away.
You guys don't know exactly what this
Oh, okay. Never.
spell is. You just know that it is called a Potion of Thunder.
Cool.
All right.
The essence of thunder.
That's my favorite cologne.
All right. Now, since Moldavite and Goatee are going to be moving down, go ahead and make me stealth checks, you two, and add a d4 to your rolls.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh god.
14?
Does a 28? Is a 28 stealthy enough?
28 is definitely stealthy enough. Okay. Now, as you two move down
Compass is
into this
42.
hall, here's what's going to happen. As you look south, you are able to see a barricade being erected in front of you. Faint echoes of war cries and clashing steel echo down from the entrance, but that's about it. The noises are getting louder the more time passes, but a lot of that might just be the Zoys themselves waiting in anticipation for what happens. They pace around the wooden spiked barricade, their breath ragged. One of them, a young Sholo, has huddled themselves into a corner. He looks down the hall in your direction, but before he can get a good look at you all, a Brzoi steps in and blocks their view. Don't even think about going back, they command. The hunt doesn't tolerate cowardice. I know, they say, but I'm not a hunter. I'm just your backup. Why do I even need this? They hold up a short sword. I don't know how to use it, and even if I did, how could I? You have it, and will use it. Because if you don't, your enemy definitely will. The Sholo looks down. At this, the Brzoi softens, then says, It's okay to feel afraid during your first battle. The Sholo looks up. I know I was. You know what got me through? I followed orders and did what I had to survive. Now, let me see your war face. As they begin postulating together and psyching themselves up, you two can get your surprise round. What do you do?
I'm gonna whisper, nighty night, and I'm gonna chuck the sleep potion in the middle of all the Brzoi that are there. Just chuck it in.
Okay, perfect. As you do this, since this is a second level sleep spell, how sleep spell works is that I'm going to roll 7d8, and that's going to be the total number of hit points I can use to put someone to sleep.
Okay.
All right?
Yep.
That's going to be 34 hit points. All right? Let's just see who can fall asleep with that many. Right. Fortunately, you are able to put to sleep 2 of the Brzoi with that amount, okay? However,
I'm okay with that.
They are now also aware of your presence. Moldavite, what are you going to do on your surprise round?
Cool. I'm going to throw the. I'm going to move my mini to where I'm throwing the thunder potion to, so it's right in the middle of just everybody.
Gotcha. All right, how this is going to work is that this actually isn't Thunder Wave, but instead something more powerful. Shatter.
Oh no!
So, unfortunately, this is going to negate the sleep spell, but I will say that the 2 asleep gnolls are automatically going to fail their check. Everyone else is going to roll Constitution saving throws.
God.
All right, they also failed with a 10, which is below the spell slave. As a result, everyone is going to take the full 2d8 from this, while the barricade takes double.
Oh God.
Oh my god.
So rolling 2d8s.
Shatter deals double damage to buildings.
Oh my.
That was perfect.
I thought it was just gonna be a thunder wave still because it's a potion of thunder. Oh my god.
Well, then it's not the only spell that casts thunder damage.
Yeah,
so roll me
that's
the
fair.
2d8s.
Jeez. Okay, that's 6 damage.
All right, that's still a pretty.
12 damage to the barrier.
Yeah.
All right. As this happens, everyone is immediately alerted to this, and I'm gonna need you all to roll me initiative again.
25.
Oh my God.
Alert feed is really broken.
18.
10.
An improvement.
For me, it's gonna be a 14.
Okay. All right, Moldavite, once more, you get the drop on everyone. What are you going to do for this first round? We're going to go ahead and say that the surprise round has already happened, so it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Do I have line of sight on anybody?
I would say that technically you can definitely hit this front pack lord.
Okay, I'm going to use steady aim as my bonus action and roll the hit with advantage. That is going to be a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Can I steal that one real
Yeah.
quick? Thank you. That is, oh, that's nice. Okay, 17 psychic damage to him.
They take it, and they are grievously wounded by this. They start looking like they're having a migraine.
Cool, and that ends my turn.
Izzy, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Izzy will first move right here, and then Izzy at school, at the academy, he learned about this spell, Web. He's going to use the scroll, and can he like chuck it, right? He can throw it.
No, actually, you just simply cast the spell. Now, Web is an interesting spell. Let me read the description for you, okay?
Yep.
How web works is that you conjure a mass-thick, sticky webbing at a point of your choice within range of 60 feet. It fills a 20-foot cube, so everyone here, and it becomes difficult terrain that lightly obscures the area. And anything that starts its turn there must make a dexterity saving throw or be restrained for as long as the webs are in place or until they break free.
Yep.
I'm going to go ahead and roll dexterity saving throws for everyone here, okay?
Okay.
What's your spell save DC again?
13.
All right, 13. One pass for the first pack lord, one fail for the cleric, another fail for the second pack lord, a third fail for the third pack lord, followed by a nat 20 for one of the troops, and a fail for the final troop. So 4 out of the 6 failed. I'm gonna go ahead and mark them now.
Even if they're not restrained by the web, if they're in the web's like radius, do they still take the flammable?
I think they would.
Yes, the webs are also flammable, so if you set it on fire, they will automatically take 2d4 of damage every turn if you do this.
Yep, yep,
And I'll also say that the webs are onto the barricade as well, since it automatically failed.
yep.
Yep, because the barricade
Alright.
can't exactly.
And then,
back
and then after my turn, Izzy will move back again.
Okay, perfect.
Never mind.
That then leads us to Sherpin, who is going to go forward, and they are going to give the help action to Alera, saying, "You and me again. You ready?"
Let's do this, Sherbeen.
All right. As you both move forward, now the remaining pack lord who is free, they are going to go ahead and charge forward and take their attacks against the two of you, okay? First attack against you, Alera. They unfortunately hit with a 22. They deal 5 points damage with their bite attack. Now they're going to once more try to attack again, this time pulling out their man catcher. And they're going to try to use it against you again.
Oh, these things again.
Yep. Thankfully, they miss with a 17. That leads us to the remaining 2 pack lords who are now going to try to roll out of these webs and break free. One of them succeeds, but one fails and is still stuck. That then takes us to Goatee. What are you going to do on your turn?
This is gonna hurt. Not me. That cleric is going down. So, he is restrained because of the web, correct?
Correct.
So, because he's restrained, I would have advantage on attacks rolls against him.
Correct.
So, I'm going to bolt him with my first crossbow with dirty 20.
That hits.
And that one is gonna deal 8 plus the swarm, 11 total damage
Nice.
on this first one. Then I'm gonna strike with my second crossbow in the other hand. That's a natural 20.
Nice.
Now roll me the double damage.
Yep, 2 dice. That's going to be 8 plus 4. That's 12 piercing damage.
That is a staggering amount of
So
damage.
in
23 total, I believe.
Yep.
This cleric is absolutely terrified by this attack, but they're still standing. And now we are going to go to the flesh gnawers. One of them is immediately going to move out of the way, and you aren't going to be able to see them as they take a double dash and move as far away as they can away from you all. Now, the second one, they are going to try to get out of this restraint as well. Let's see here. They rolled a 14, which I believe is enough to get out, correct?
Yep.
Yes.
That's going to then lead to the cleric, who once more is also going to try to get out of these restraints. They fail with a 5. They are just stuck and terrified as everything is going on. Back to the top of the order for round 2. Moldavite, it's your turn.
All right. I'm looking at these people, so I'm going to go to about there, so I don't get out of the range of attack of opportunity. The red dots mean they're restrained, right?
Correct.
That means I have advantage on attacking them?
Yes.
Cool. So I'm going to make one attack on both of the people that are restrained.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, first one's a nat 20 on the one closest to me,
On the cleric,
on the cleric.
we're
Wow.
just dumping everything.
And second one
into
is a
him.
19 on the other one.
Both hit.
Okay.
And you do double damage for your sneak attack with the crit if you use it.
All right. That is 22 damage to the cleric, and that is going to be 5 damage to the flesh gnawer over there. And then move one step back.
That then leads us to Izzy. Izzy, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
That is a beefy cleric. Oh my gosh. Still standing.
Did take out a good chunk of it.
Yeah.
2 nat 20s. He survived.
Well, one nat 20. Oh, he took 2
Yeah.
nat 20s.
Yeah, it
Oh
took
my
mine
god.
too.
These Sholos are so close to death that they have become next to unkillable.
Nice.
If I were to attack an enemy that's restrained, will that burn the web? Or I gotta attack the web directly?
You can attack the person in question, both. Regardless, if you cast a fire spell on the web or the person directly, it will activate the fire, but attacking the person caught in the web will activate the fire and make them deal damage.
Okay, yeah.
However, casting web on fire, I will say, regardless, it'll only do 2 turns of damage as long as they stay in their maximum. All right?
I'm gonna do that since they're all in the web. They're just all
Yeah.
not restrained.
And so is the barricade. The barricade is also in the web. Correct?
That is true. I'll cast. I'm tempted to twin spell firebolt. This is crazy. This to keep. This was. I'm tempted. Should I fight the temptation?
Do it.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna cast firebolt targeting the cleric again, bullying helm, and then I'm gonna twin spell it to target the gnoll closest to Alara.
Gotcha.
That
Okay.
one.
Go ahead then and make me attack rolls for both of them. The cleric with advantage.
Oh, yeah. Yep, that's 23 to hit the cleric.
Okay, roll me the damage then.
That's 6 damage.
All right, 6 damage.
Yes.
They're also now going to take an additional 2d4 of damage thanks to the web. Let's see here. They and one other gnoll are going to take an additional 8 points damage, as well as the barricade, who's going to take that as well.
How's the barricade looking?
It's not doing great, but it's still standing, unfortunately.
Okay.
Now I need you to go ahead and roll me the attack roll for that other pack lord. Go ahead.
A 9?
9 misses, I'm afraid. Sorry.
Okay.
Right. That's going to take us then to Sherbin, who, thinking quickly, is going to go ahead and try to bonk this pack lord before they can activate their man catcher. 18, they hit. And they deal just enough to knock them out unconscious. All right?
Yes.
That takes us to Alara. Alara, you've got 4 more people right down the hall and 1 that's gone missing. What do you do?
I think I'll charge down to the 4 people then.
Okay.
I think I'll use.
The web's still there. The web. Is it still there? Or
Yes, it is still there.
to be careful because that is.
Inflammable.
the
It's
web
on
does not
fire. It's like giant
differentiate.
flames.
Okay,
Flames
I will
fall.
not run into the fire, of course.
You could go down and probably get a decent shot on everyone if you needed to.
Yes.
Yeah, you can go for the cleric.
How is he not dead? That cleric's
Sure,
beefy.
I'll go for the cleric.
yeah,
my-
he's still restrained too.
Mm-hmm.
My hand crossbow. Okay, I rolled a 17 with my crossbow,
That hits.
and then a 10 damage
All right.
for the
The-
cleric.
The cleric is still standing, but they are extremely hurt by that. That crossbow hit them on the side of their head, and they are starting to gush out a little bit. They are really hurt by this, and at this point, they are calling out, "I surrender! I surrender! I surrender!" However, that takes us now to Goatee. Goatee, what are you going to do?
Do I hear the surrender plea or no?
I would say that you can hear it, yeah.
I am going to move on up to the edge of where the web is, and I'm gonna fire on the other restrained Orzoi.
Go ahead.
Not the cleric. He surrendered. I'm not gonna be 22.
22 hits.
That is going to be 9 plus the swarm, 6 of 15.
They're still standing, but they're heavily weakened by that attack.
Second is bonus action, 18.
Hits.
Yeah. And that's gonna deal just 5 piercing.
That's enough to take them out, though.
Nice.
Another one gone. However, that now is going to take us to the Flesh Gnawers, who on their turn, the first one is going to step forward, and they're going to burst out of the web themselves and attack you 3 times, Goatee.
Wouldn't they take the 2d4 if they're in the flammable web?
They already have, that's on their turn.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's getting out of it if they end their turn now. Unfortunately, as they get out, they're only going to hit 1
Perfect.
It's very unfortunate for you, but very fortunate for us.
for 5 damage.
Yep, that is perfectly fine. I deserve that.
Then we're going to go to the other Flesh Gnawer, who I'm going to need Izzy to go ahead and roll me perception checks.
Oh, I'm gonna use my passive perception. 11
That's not high enough, I'm afraid.
at all.
As all of a sudden you find yourself getting bum rushed by this Gnoll, who's going to take 3 attacks against you with advantage. All right. First attack does a 14 hit.
Yes.
Second attack, oof, 19.
Yeah. It,
Third attack misses, thankfully, but you're going to take 14 points damage.
flesh wound. Nothing big. Nothing major.
Alright. That's going to be their turn as they pop up, their fur absolutely wet and soaking, as it seems they somehow managed to crawl through and emerge out of the small river entrance at the south side of this cave entrance.
Nice.
All right, they have flanked you. Now it's going to go towards the cleric, who on their turn is once more going to try to get out of the fire. They succeed, and they are able to get out of their restraints and are just going to dive out of the way and out of the fire before they can take any more damage from it. The barricade, however, is going to still take the full point of damage from this. See here, they take 7 points damage. It's starting to look weak, but it's still there. Back to the top of the order with Moldavite. What are you going to do?
I'm going to steady aim and then attack the barricade. Oh, so close. Oh, that's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
Perfect. Ooh. That is 19 damage to the barricade.
All right. As you hit this point, you hit just the perfect mark where, as a result, it just explodes in a fury of fire and destruction, causing it to break down. Once the smoke and ash clears, you see the rest of the United Gnoll army standing at the entrance. The pack leaders enter first, armed and ready for combat. But then they see the 4 of you all by yourselves, with the remaining Brazil soldier holding Izzy. Seeing the rest of the army, the soldier panics and tries to tighten his grip on you, Izzy, thinking you can make a good hostage. However, his panic causes him to lose track of Sherbin, who walks behind him, taps them on the head with their staff, and says, "Just let him go. It's not gonna be worth it." And as a result, they are going to acquiesce and surrender as they get completely overwhelmed by everyone here. Okay? Now, thankfully, you all are going to be able to get a short rest after this encounter, as everyone starts relaxing and subduing the Berzoi. A few of them are tied up, a few are knocked out, but the majority of people are relaxing in this front entrance. Fleaford pats Sherbin on the shoulder and tells them, "Hey, nice job. You actually managed to get some decent work done." They take this in stride and say, "I'm just glad you finally showed your sorry butt. After we did all the hefty living," Fleaford teases back.
I mean, I nearly got exploded by a bear. That sounds way less cool when I say it out loud, but...
All right. Feel free to get any hit points back and activate any abilities you have during this short rest.
So this
Who here needs to recover any hit points?
I'm good.
I'm gonna roll my hit dice.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I got it back. I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm needing 10 right now.
Okay, so just roll a d10 a number of times up to your level. Same with you, Izzy, if you need to.
Okay, gotcha.
What? I got a 1.
Oh no.
Well, don't forget to add your Constitution modifier to it. So,
To each roll?
yep,
Okay. Ooh.
Oh, I can roll multiple times?
yep, up to 4 times.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
Yes. You good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. Anything else anyone would like to activate?
I am good.
No?
All right, the short rest, I rolled my hit dice and I regained hit points. And that activates my blood well vial.
Cool. What's that do?
Basically, I gained 5 sorcery points whenever I roll in hit dice to recover hit points.
Yes, I believe that's only once per day, though. Correct?
Yes,
All right.
to
So
next
you-
dawn. Yes.
Perfect. That's a pretty powerful item. It's good that you have it.
Yes.
All right. As you all are doing this, something else you can do is you look to the left and realize that there is a small pathway leading down that you can follow if you'd like. Would anybody like to investigate this area?
I will.
Yeah,
Okay.
I go with it.
I call dibs on the loot.
So I have is this like the downtime?
Yeah, this is just a quick hour of downtime.
I want to know,
Okay.
can I use my ritual and cast my Find Familiar again?
Yeah, you can go ahead and get your ferret back.
It takes about an hour, so yeah.
Well, I want some money, so I'm gonna go into the side room.
All right. All right.
I'll just walk
I
and
call
do the
dibs.
spell.
I call dibs on first item.
I'll walk and do the spell at the same time.
You all come inside and are able to quickly figure out 2 things. First, looking down, you're able to see a small river bubbling through and overflowing into this westernmost chamber. Second, looking inside this small room, you are able to find a few key items. All right? First and foremost, Moldavite, looking around, go ahead and give me a investigation check, specifically.
4.
4. Oof, nothing much. Gulti, go ahead.
That's gonna be a 17.
All right, 17. With a 17, you are actually able to find something underneath one of these mushrooms. Specifically, you find what looks like a large, slimy leaf or petrified tendril-looking object.
Ooh.
You can't exactly tell what it is, but when you hold it up, I'm now gonna have to ask Moldavite, give me a history check or nature.
Which one's better? They are the same.
Oh, wow.
That's the nat one.
You don't recognize this at all, unfortunately. But while you are looking around, Fleaford actually pulls something out, and they're gonna say, "Hey, look at this!" And they hold up a parchment written using the exact same paper as your notebook. Don't know if anybody can make heads or tails of this, but it seems interesting. They hold it out to you. Any luck?
Yeah, I kind of like pull out the book that I had, and I'm like, it seems to be from the same kind of pages from
Right.
that.
Well, I will allow you to go ahead and make me another history check to see if you can figure out what this is.
Cool. That's a 9.
All right, 9, you're still not 100% sure what this is. However, while you're doing that, Jupiter and Mudbrin, you're going to overhear them talking to one of the captives, and they are going to start asking them about some of the corpses. Specifically, they are looking at the corpse of the Fathomer, who, unfortunately, looking at them, they are just completely disturbed by what seem to be a bunch of weird flaps underneath their neck. They don't know what exactly they are, but they are dead set on finding out what it is as soon as possible. The Gnoll in question is the Shoal you saw from the original fight. They are going to look around saying, "Oh, him? He was one of the Berzois that talked with that albino merchant Clawraise brought in a few days ago. Figbean and Mudbrin step closer. An albino merchant? Figbean asks. The same one my scouts saw teleport away from the southern entrance. The Sholo fidgets, uncomfortable with this line of questioning. Mudbrin places a hand on his lap and says,
You aren't in trouble, but we need to know what this person did to the Berzoi.
I don't know anything. Just that a few days ago, Clawraise brought him into the cave and asked for her best spellcasters to come down with her.
Did she say why?
He shakes his head.
Was anyone else down there, or did they tell you what happened?
He shakes his head again. No, just that when they returned, the alchemist's spells had gotten much stronger, and they could now breathe underwater. The merchant left soon after, and we haven't seen him since. Did anyone else gain these new abilities? The Sholo shakes their head. No, sir. He was the only one that came back with Clawraise. Mudbrin and Figbean look at one another. The other pack lords scowl. Give me an insight check, Moldavite.
Okay, insight. That's going to be a 14.
All right, 14. Suddenly, thinking about the flaps and thinking about how they use it to communicate, it suddenly clicks to you what all this is going towards. The tendril, the weird non-Kalian writing, and this description of people gaining these weird physical features, you immediately recognize what these features are. They're gills.
Oh.
Yes. Unfortunately, it seems that whatever has been working with this albino merchant, they seem to be involved with some kind of aberration. All right, all of it tracks. You aren't sure what aberration it is, but all the evidence points towards aberration interference.
I share that information with the rest of the group, and they seem to be working with some kind of aberration. That's possibly how they got power beyond their control.
Jupiter takes this information and thinks about it. How powerful are these beings?
If it's any aberration, very powerful and very dangerous. As someone who comes from the Astral Sea, these creatures exist outside of our plane of reality, so they have powers greater than one can comprehend. Some can shoot laser beams from many eyes that can obliterate them, and some can turn people into horrifying squid monstrosities. My people have spent so long fighting against all kinds of aberrations on the astral plane.
The other gnolls seem uncomfortable by this, but they aren't going to say anything right now. Okay. Fleefert, in that case, be extra careful and make sure you lead the charge with everything you've got. Fleefert takes this into stride and pulls up a front vanguard for everyone to follow. At the end of the hour, you all follow the tracks north and down into the mine shaft, with Fleeford and the rest of the warriors taking the lead. Okay? Alright, as you all make it to the cross point near the top, Fleeford motions for you all to wait there as they start venturing forward. Jupiter and the five of you wait outside as they disappear down the shaft. Sherbin pokes their head around and looks out to the north, noticing, wait a minute, so that's where the river leads, down into here, as they look down into this small river.
I love the water. So nice and crisp.
Well, at least someone does.
A few minutes later, your torches all extinguish, blown out as a sudden burst of wind whirls its way down the hallway. The Gnoll calls you heard a few seconds ago go dead silent, and are replaced by a low hissing. Suddenly, a bay of whimpers and coughs echo down the hall as Fleefert and the rest of the Gnolls all charge as fast as they can to get out. Fleefert is badly damaged and stumbles into Sherbin's arms, caught in a complete coughing fit and covered in festering boils. Get out, they say. Get out, before... They burst into another fit of coughs before they can finish as a giant green cloud of smoke begins to move down and towards you all, blocking out the entrance and keeping you from going any further.
That's a problem.
It does not seem healthy.
Sherbin panics and pulls Fleeford away from the gas, which seems to be lingering just towards the bend of the mine itself. They hand Fleeford to Jupiter and ask him what happened. I don't know. We could almost see them. We could almost see where that blasted traitor was, but then the gas Yes. There are people still down there. I just barely got away. I failed. No, you didn't. You made a good retreat. Jupiter comments. Question is, how do the rest of us get down there? Sherbin thinks for a second, and then looks towards the river. You don't think?
Oh, I think we have to.
No, we are not going down that river. I'll fight the gas, but I'm not going to go into the water.
I don't think you're gonna be able to survive the gas, buddy.
I'll do the best that I can, but I am not going down through the water.
It's okay. Just close your eyes. It'll be over fast.
No, it's I
I
can't.
don't think
Okay.
we'll be able
I
to.
can't do water.
Moldavite. What if I just went with you?
What do you mean?
Like I'll just go in the water with you, and everybody else can do their plan.
Okay. Moldavite just kind of internalizes that for a second. He very much is like, I'm not, like, he's not kind of the person who will ask for help, but then he's just like, okay, I'll go with you, yes.
As you do this, Sherbin is also going to look around and hand over Fleefort to Jupiter, saying, We'll take care of this. I promise. Just go already, you big dummy. We're spent, but I think they are too. Jupiter nods towards you all and is going to cast one final spell. They hold out their hands towards all of you, and as each of you take it, you feel a slimy ooze start crawling up your body and envelop all of you. While holding this, you feel the texture begin to dry and crackle in the open air, but as soon as you feel a little bit of damp water on it, it becomes extremely snug and warm. This is a variation on the water breathing spell. While you have this on, the 5 of you can breathe underwater without too many issues, and it lasts for up to an hour, okay?
Nice.
Specifically, this is a amphibious frog variant, where you are actually able to breathe through your skin absorbing the oxygen in the water, rather than through your lungs and throat. Now, do you all enter inside?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It must be nice to have lungs.
Well, you still need to breathe anyway.
I do. I'm
Alright.
just saying.
All right. Well, what order does everybody go into the water?
I go first.
I guess Moldavite will go right after Alara does.
Sure.
Alara, then Moldavite.
He's jumping right behind.
All right. As you all make it inside, the tunnel is pitch black right now. No one can see anything, but you're able to get in one by one as it begins to dip and descend downward. The current does most of the movement for you, but it is difficult to stop or control where you're going. With Sherbin taking the lead in navigating, you're able to make it through with minimal trouble, save for the occasional facing someone else's foot.
Ow.
A few minutes later, the 5 of you plummet in a slight drop-off into a large pool of water. You find yourselves in an opaque pond underneath an illuminated cave ceiling. What do you do?
Look around. Like, where are we?
You look around in the pond itself and it's empty, but Sherbin motions for you all to stay at the bottom. They look at Moldavite and tap their temples.
I open up a psychic communication with Sherbin and Izzy. Alright, so do you have some kind of spell where you can message to either of them?
No.
Alright, well, that was a bust.
The
Anyway,
best I
fine.
I can illustrate a plan.
Yes, you can do that. You can illustrate that.
The minor
So what
illusion.
is the plan?
All right. Sherbin shrugs and says, I don't know, but I think we should definitely assume that whatever's above us probably already knows we're here. Best thing we can do is to get in fast and take them out before they really do any damage. All right?
So we go in guns blazing, or
That's probably our best option. We have to make sure that Clawraise doesn't get the chance to use the Ring of the Wilderness again.
alright?
You all get ready, and you all are ready to attack?
Yes.
All right. You definitely managed to burst out of the water, and as a result, you find yourselves standing in a large room as soon as you come out, with a crackle and a flash, 2 satyrs poof onto a ledge, bows at the ready, while a pair of Berzois gather around but keep their distance, man catchers at the ready. A giant lily pad then rises and covers off your exit.
Uh-oh.
As you hear someone call out, "Stand down, everyone!" Clawraise steps forward, her head fully hooded, but she seems unwilling to attack you, at least yet. "I didn't expect someone to come through the river. How did you even fit?" "I'm small," Sherbin growls. Clawraise clocks Sherbin and does a double take at the 5 of you. "You're the Gnoll and aliens that stood up to my men. Surefoot, was it?" "Lordess Clawraise, my name is Sherbin of the Moody Pack. I come here in the name of Lord Yugoloth, the Lord of the Hunt and Prince of the Wilderness, and for my people." Yes, I know, the Lord of the Hunt and all that. Clawraise says, "You don't have to stand on formality. I know why you're here." "Then you know that we no longer serve you, as you no longer follow the will of the Hunt." At this, the Brazoi all start chuckling, as Clawraise says, "The will of the Hunt. You really think that old law actually applies in this situation? That we can still dare to invoke it when everything has proven that it no longer cares for us or for our way of life? If we truly live by the will of the Hunt, where was Lord Yugoloth when the cultists invaded and destroyed our lands? Where was our prince when we needed him most? He has abandoned us, little one. And we are left with the impossible task of protecting the wild and the wilderness from invaders like these four," as she points to all of you.
Yugoloth.
If that's your true intention, then why are you fighting each other?
She looks at you and says, "I don't want to fight them. I have no intention to fight them." She points out towards the cave entrance. "Those outside will be fine in a couple of hours. This has only been to pacify them. That's why we use the man catchers and why we have chosen to focus our efforts solely on the outside Kalians. When I became leader, I promised the other tribes that we would cease all contact with the outside world and keep them away from our own conflicts. Only the Brazoi have engaged with the outsiders. All others have been able to live their lives peacefully and recover the wilderness in their own way. We have decided to take this burden on ourselves so that all others can be free." "Yet you lied to us," Sherbin says. "I don't see that as sacrifice. I see that as deception and control." Clawraise takes a second and says, "Maybe. But I think it's better that only one suffers rather than the group." To illustrate this, she pulls back her cloak to reveal her face. At this, Sherbin does a double take and starts gagging. Her face is gaunt and sickly. All of her hair on her head has fallen out, replaced by streaks of yellow gangrenous sores. Her eyes are bloodshot, while her nose is a putrid black. "This is what I have been willing to sacrifice to protect our people and use the power of the wilderness to advance its cause. I don't care what happens to me as long as our way of life is preserved from those that would take it from us. And anyone who defies that will be met by this power." Sherbin takes a second and steadies himself and says, "Pack Lordess Clawraise, my name is Sherbin of the Moody Clan. I have come here in the name of Lord Yugoloth, Lord of the Hunt, and my people. We no longer follow your will and no longer care to have you as leader. I challenge you now to a fight to the death for the name of Pack Lord."
Oh.
As Sherbin says
Oh,
this,
little boy.
Clawraise takes their staff in hand and says, "So be it. I do this with regret, but I have lost too much to protect what I love. If another life must be taken, so be it." Everyone, roll me initiative.
25 for initiative.
19.
12.
Guilty.
5.
Oh my god. Is
Alright,
that the
roll for the
armor and
enemies
the
then, sorry.
robot body parts holding y'all back?
All right, with that taken care of, Moldavite, it's your turn first. What are you going to do against these enemies? They're starting to close in.
I'm going to make 2 attacks on Clawraise. Ooh, yeah, that is a unnatural 20 and a 24.
Both hit.
Amazing. 24 psychic damage to her as I just throw 2 psionic bolts right at her. And I jokingly lean over to Alara. It's like, "Alara, is this what you say that I look like?" And I throw it at her.
Then, after Moldavite on initiative 20, Clawraise is going to activate her lair action. And as a result, she is going to teleport herself through the earth and away from everyone else. All right? That then takes us to Izzy.
Is the lily pad like stable enough to stand on? Or
Yes, it is.
it is. Okay. 5, 10. Then I'll cast spiritual weapon targeting Clawraise again.
Okay, go ahead.
14.
14 hits.
Hey, that's 10 damage.
All right, they take that, and they're looking definitely hurt by that attack.
Then spiritual
However-
weapon is now there. Fire.
All right, after Izzy, it's going to be Sherpin's turn. They haven't moved since they issued the challenge. Instead, their breath has gotten deeper, while their fur has bristled and stood on edge. Suddenly, their eyes go crimson as they let out an ear-splitting cackle that echoes around the cave. A spectral hawk rises out from them and flies toward the four of you. It lands near the pond and watches, waiting to strike. This is Sherpin's spirit totem, now manifested as a hawk spirit. In combat, the hawk will give you all advantage on perception checks while in its aura, as well as grant Sherpin the ability to use a reaction to grant one of you advantage on a single attack roll once per round. However, this isn't the only thing their call summons. All around you, the call continues to echo across the cave, growing louder and louder. Then, from the shadows, a pair of giant hyenas merge and take up positions around you and the other gnolls. Sherpin doesn't even look back, instead charging forward to Clawraise while shouting,
Stay out of this! This is my fight.
These mounts are going to now take their turns immediately after Sherpin's and are going to take their attacks against the Brizois. First one, unfortunately, misses with a 13. Second one, hits with a 14 though. And they are able to deal 15 points damage with this first attack to the Pack Lord as they bite into them. That now leads us to Alera. Alera, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
I will attack with my Divine Smite.
Who are you going to attack?
Who has taken the most damage so far?
So far, I'd say the second Pack Lord.
Sure, yeah. I'll try to finish off that one, yeah.
Go ahead.
16.
16 hits.
Ah, beautiful. 19.
19 points damage. Dang.
19 plus 4. So 23.
23 points damage. That is a huge
It
amount
is.
of damage to this character as they stagger back. But on their turn are now going to attack you with their man catcher. Let's see if they can hit. They got a 25 with one of their attacks. That definitely hits. Okay, as a quick reminder, the man catcher, how it works is that anything caught by it is automatically grappled, and as an attack, they can automatically deal a d4 of damage rather than make an attack roll. So you're going to take 7 plus 3, 10 points of damage from the initial attack itself and the man catcher closing on you. That then leads us to the second Pack Lord, who is going to try to use this on the giant hyena in front of them. Both of them, unfortunately, are going to hit. As a result, the hyena is going to take 11 points damage from that attack. Goatee, it's your turn. What do you do?
Alright. I'm gonna look on over. I'm gonna go. Alright, this is it. The big fight. I'm going back to back with Moldavite. We gotta give it everything we've got.
You know it.
I'm gonna Hunter's Mark the Pack Lord in front of me.
Okay.
The east. The one on the east side. So if I hit him, it will deal an extra d6 damage.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna shoot my crossbow. That's a natural one.
Oh my god.
Wait, I'm going to say that Sherpin is going to use their Hawk Spirit and give you a second roll on it. Roll with advantage.
19 plus 8.
Perfect.
So this is gonna be 6 for normal damage, which is gonna be in total a 6. Then I'm gonna do the swarm for an extra 5, so 11, and then the d6 from Hunter's Mark, which is gonna be 6, so 17 points of damage.
They are going to take that damage, and as soon as you hit, your swarm starts distracting them as they get overwhelmed, but they are still standing.
Yep.
The satyrs are now going to take their action, and they are now going to each take a shortbow attack against Moldavite and Goatee, respectively. First one. Goatee, I don't think a 11 hits you.
Nope.
All right. Moldavite, 8 misses.
Yep.
Right. You both are able to dodge out of the arrows because it seems these two are terrible shots. They look to each other and say, It would appear that they are meant to live. I agree, Hans. Such is the futility of war and nature. Although we are compelled by our wills, all of this is meaningless. Clawraise now is going to take their turn.
Hello.
They are going to scowl at their satyrs, and first they are going to use a legendary action, and they are going to activate the Ring of the Wilderness. I'm going to roll a d4 to see what it summons for them. Unfortunately, as this happens, you all see a pair of short, hooded figures pop out between you all and start darting around saying, yeah, you want to go, big guys? You want to go? We'll get you all. These are Darklings, as they are going to now start attacking after Clawraise's turn. First one, they are going to take a stab at Alera. An 8 misses. Second one, they are going to take an attack against the giant hyena. They hit with a 14 and deal 10 points of damage to this hyena. That takes us then to the top of the order with Moldavite. What would you like to do?
I'll stay where I am, steady aim, and then make an attack with advantage. That's a 17 to hit.
That hits, sir.
All right. Ooh, that's very good. That's 15 psychic damage.
All right, they take that. Izzy, it is your turn, Izzy. What are you going to do against these enemies?
First, I'm gonna move the spiritual weapon to the Pack Lord, like by Alera,
Okay.
and I'm gonna attack him with the spiritual weapon. That's 24,
24 hits.
13 force damage.
Nicely done.
Am I still standing?
No, they are down.
Oh, okay, he's down. All right, and then for my turn, I will cast Guiding Bolt, and I'm gonna.
Ooh.
You know what? I'm gonna cast it as a second level spell.
Ooh.
Right.
I'm gonna twin spell it too.
Oh my
Who are you
god.
going to attack?
The Darkling, right?
Yep, Darklings. Both of them?
Oh, it's 2 Darklings.
Yeah, 2 of them.
That's my theory. Yeah, both of them.
Go ahead.
First one. Ooh, that's a 26.
That hits.
Ooh.
I'm gonna roll for the second one. 6, 7 hits or damage.
Roll more damage first.
That's 11 radiant damage.
They're still standing, unfortunately. Now roll me for the second one.
Which one I'm gonna go with? You know, it's like depending what angle you want to look at. It can blow either way.
What'd you get?
It's like tilted between 19 and 1.
Roll again, roll again.
13.
13 will just miss, I'm afraid. Sorry.
No, I want that to hit. I'm gonna use Favor of the Gods.
All right.
So 2d5. So I'm at 18.
That hits now.
Okay, because that's a lot of damage. 18 radiant damage.
That's not to finish this one off.
Ooh.
We're now going to go towards Sherbin, who on their turn, they are going to now pull out their Shillelagh Staff bonus action and then make their attack against Clawraise in a duel of bow staffs. Let's see here. They miss with the first strike as they try to go for a feint, but are sought out by Clawraise. The two are going hard at it as the two start duking it out.
You've betrayed everything the Gnoll stand for to pursue a meaningless war that will destroy us.
I have defended our way of life from unfeeling barbarians and a prince that has abandoned us to an uncaring world. I don't care what it costs. I will not allow the Gnolls to be destroyed by your gods in action. They push Sherbin away and lower their stance. This world only answers to power, Sherbin. It does not care for your intentions or your convictions. So when the opportunity came, I grabbed as much as I could. And I will use that power to protect us all, even from ourselves. Sherbin frowns in confusion.
Do you even hear yourself right now? What good will that power do against the likes of Pishao and the legendary heroes? How many of us have to be killed to be safe? How long do we have to fight ourselves until nature is healed?
Clawraise says nothing, simply shaking their head. I don't care. As long as it keeps us safe, I won't stop.
Now we're going to go to the hyenas on their turn. First one is going to go ahead and attack the Pack Lord. Let's see here. That's going to hit with a 17, dealing 15 points damage.
Ooh, nice.
Now we are going to go towards the second hyena, who is going to take their attack against the Darkling. They hit with a 14 and are able to quickly deal just enough damage to finish off this next dark. They're gone. That leads us to Goatee. What are you going to do, Goatee?
Hackler's still alive, so I'm gonna fire my first bolt at him. 19?
19 will hit.
Yeah. 9, then Hunter's Mark. 13.
13 points damage. They are still standing, however.
Second shot. Does a 15 hit?
15 will hit as well.
10 piercing.
That's just enough to finish off this Pack Lord.
Nice.
All right. However, once more, the satyrs are now going to take their turn, commenting on the nihilistic viewpoint of their lives. It's all pointless, it's all useless, but you might as well die, as they launch an arrow against Goatee, hitting with an 18.
Yep.
All right, you take 5 points damage. Second one,
Ouch.
unfortunately, misses against Moldavites with a 7. We now go back to Clawraise, who is still fighting Shervin one-on-one. She stumbles back after they land a solid blow to her stomach, coughing as the wind is knocked out of her.
Why do you keep fighting for Yudigu? She asks. Do you honestly think he still cares about us?
She glances behind Shervin towards the four of you and the hyenas.
After all we have suffered, after all of our prayers, our pleas, our sacrifices we have made for him, where was he when we needed him most?
Shervin steps forward.
You keep saying that, but look around you. He did protect us. We are still alive and still protecting the wilderness he cherished.
Clawraise furrows her brow in disgust.
You call what we do now living? Scampering across a barren wasteland, living off the barest scraps of food we can find. Cleaning and dressing incurable scars across the land, rotting, decaying, and destroying the world down to its core. Our numbers were once greater, child. We were not just a people, we were a force of nature itself. But against the cultists, we were nothing. I saw it all. Our weapons were useless. Our numbers were meaningless. Against their unholy power, our magic was little more than child's play. No great Flins came to us. No Shushuva of old appeared in our time of need. Oh no. In that moment, I saw the Prince of the Wilderness for what he truly was. Cold, indifferent, and distant. That is the power of their world.
Clawraise points out towards the four of you.
We lost everything to those barbarians. Even now, we will never again be the great people we once were. We will never regain our lands, our pride, our identity. Like so many other things, they were taken from us and never given back. Until 2 years ago, when a stranger came to me, a traveler from across the worlds, sent by his master to observe and learn. He approached and asked me one question, and one question alone. What is it that you desire most? I told him one word. Power. Power to protect all that I once cherished and loved. Power to provide for my people and regain our place as stewards of nature. Power to drive my enemies before me and return the land to its former glory. In exchange for my connection to Lord Inigo and his divinity, I have been granted that power, which I will now show you. At this, Clawraise's figure begins to massively expand and grow. She doubles in size, her fur shedding completely and giving way to a sickly green leafage growing right out of her skin. Her hair falls out, turning into mossy vines that drape down her body and back. Her claws fall out and are replaced by petrified tree bark. Her fangs drip with sap as her head contorts into a disfigured wooden farce of a face.
She is now going to make 2 attacks against Shervin. One of them hits. The second one also hits with a 26.
Oh no.
He wanted to fight.
Let's see
Yeah,
here.
no, we're gonna get to him now.
First attack deals a whopping 15 points damage to Shervin. Second attack, 11. Shervin is looking weakened by this attack, but their resolve is standing. They get down on one knee, but look up defiantly, saying, "That's the best you can do. If that's the power of nature, then you clearly haven't seen what we're capable of. Back to the top of the order with Moldavite. What are you going to do?
All right. So
Bomb rusher.
yeah, like we really need to start taking her out. So I'm going to move about right there. So I'm going to take the advantage from the Hawk Spirit,
Go ahead.
and I'm going to use my bonus action for a second attack. But the second one will not have advantage.
No problem.
That's a 25 and a 17 to hit.
Both of them hit.
Amazing. I deal 20 points of psychic damage to her.
All right. She takes it, but only stumbles back a little bit from that attack. She clocks you, though, and seems ready to retaliate on her turn. That goes to Izzy. What are you going to do, Izzy?
Do we all get the advantage on attack rolls from the eagle, or just one of us?
Once a round.
So one person,
around.
Okay.
Gotcha.
One person per round.
Which, honestly, it's good that you get it.
Yeah,
'cause
because
you
if I
your
get
sneak.
that gives me the sneak attack, which gives me so much more damage.
All right, I only move spiritual weapon 20 feet. She's farther than that.
You can start moving it.
Yeah, I'm gonna start moving it. I'll move it to, I think it's like right, like one space from Sherbine. That's as close as I can move it.
All right.
And then Izzy will move Izzy will move here, and then I'll use guiding bolt. Okay, I'll use that, and I'll target her. Clawraise.
Go ahead. Take your attack roll.
15.
15 misses, sorry.
Okay.
Now we are going to go towards Sherbin, who, on their turn, Sherbin is completely out of spell slots, and they're just going to keep on trying to attack, putting their all into this next strike. They hit with a 23 and are able to deal 7 points damage to Clawraise. They're chipping away. Now their giant hyenas are going to try to move forward as well and try to attack Clawraise. Let's see here. They both miss, unfortunately. That goes to Alara. Alara, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
Have you used your channel divinity yet, where you get advantage on people?
No, I have not.
You can give that to us.
No, it's only yourself, unfortunately.
Yeah. I feel like that's like, if any time, this is the best time to use it. Not to like backseat game, but also like.
I mean, that's fine with me if that's gonna help us.
You can activate it as the bonus action, and then you'll have to dash to get to Clawraise, but you can definitely activate Channel Divinity.
Okay, I will do that then.
Alright, move yourself up then. Goatee, it's your turn. What are you going to do?
I'm going to bonus action because the pack lord that I Hunter's Mark is dead. I'm gonna change the target to Clarice. So
Alright.
now she has the Hunter's Mark. And then I am going to fire a bolt saying, "Hey Clarice,
It's Clawraise!
do not care." Does 19 plus 8 hit?
Yes, it does.
So 10 plus 1 from the Hunter's Mark, and then I'm going to use the Swarm. So that's going to be 13 piercing.
You hit, and now we're going to go towards the satyrs, who, seeing their summoner getting injured, are going to focus all of their attacks on you. Both hit, I'm afraid, with 19 and 22 respectively.
Yep.
They both deal a total of 11 points of damage to you.
So 22 in total?
Just 11
Oh.
total.
Okay. Sorry. I got scared for a moment.
That leads us to Clawraise, who on her turn, she is angered, and now she is going to she's going to howl out in abject anger and cause the ground around you to shake. As above you, stalactites all begin to rain down on you. I need everyone to go ahead and make me dexterity saving throws, ranging in this quick cylinder I'm going to draw in, okay? I'm going to need everyone except for Sherbin to go ahead and make me dexterity saving throws.
Oh, that's pretty good. 19.
19, that saves.
5.
5 will fail.
13.
13 will fail.
Dirty 20.
That will succeed. All right. Everyone who saved, again, is going to take half this damage. But everyone else, you are going to take, unfortunately.
God.
That sounds like a lot.
Yes, it was 2d8 plus 4d6.
Ooh.
Damn.
What?
24 points damage for full brunt, 12 for anybody who succeeded.
Cool. I'm
wow.
at 4 health.
So 24.
And 17.
I'm also at 4 health.
Okay.
Thank God I succeeded too.
6, 7, 7.
Luckily, the satyrs go after me.
Oh, jeez.
Does that count as her damaging us? Like she damaged us?
Yes.
The ice? Alright, I'm gonna use a spell as a reaction to that too. I'm gonna use Hellish Rebuke as a second level.
Can you quickly read me the description of Hellish Rebuke one more time?
Yes. The creature must make a dexterity saving throw. They take 2d10 fire damage, well, 3 in this case, and on a fail save, they take half as much damage than on a successful one.
Gotcha. Let's see here. They got an 18.
They
It was
succeeded.
easy.
That's 18, 21, half a 21, 11.
11.
Yep.
So 11 points down. That is then going to lead us back to the top of the initiative order with Moldavite. Moldavite, what are you going to do?
Is the Hawk Spirit still
Yes.
up? Okay. Y'all mind if I take that again?
Go right ahead.
Go
I'm just
for it.
gonna, on my turn, I'm just gonna heal because I am getting peppered by these satyrs now.
So I'm going to take the advantage from the Hawk Spirit again to go ahead and make another attack. Same thing I did last time. One attack with advantage, one without. Nat 20!
Oof.
Okay. Can I borrow a D6? All right. And the one without does a 14 hit?
Nope.
Okay. Still got an that's 20 this one. All right, so that's 11. 25 points of psychic damage to her.
Where do you aim?
I aim right at her head.
All right. You hit her square between the eyes, and she stumbles back. She begins shrinking in size and falls back towards the end of the cave. Sherbin steps forward, pointing the end of their staff at them, flanked by their 2 giant hyenas. In response, Clawraise is going to throw away their own staff and defiantly hold out their hand. Sherbin steps back, but stops when they see what's inside the hand. The ring itself, glowing a pale blonde citron sign. You'll never win. She looks past Sherbin to you four. Even if you convince a few of them, not enough will listen and obey. The natural world is dead. We haven't saved it, and we never will. Sherbin squats down next to her. They place their hand on Clawraise's hands and then put them on their stomach. I know. But even if I fail, that won't stop me from trying. Clawraise looks at Sherbin in awe and says, For our people and for the hunt. Sherbin finishes. Sherbin stands, watching as Clawraise's eyes flutter. Her breath slows, and eventually, her body stills. The plants around you wither, including the lily pad Moldavite's currently standing on.
Oh,
You get off.
I just jump off like, oh no, not the water.
The fungi around you all begin to dim and sag. Sherbin lights a torch and places it on Clawraise's body. It ignites like a pile of kindling, the ashes rising to the top of the cave and sticking to the stalactites. Sherbin bows their head to Clawraise and lets out a small howl, and then turn to you and say, It's done. We should let everyone know, and you all should have this.
They hold the ring out to you. This cursed thing has caused far too much bloodshed. If I had my way, I'd see it destroyed. But a deal's a deal. You came to us looking for the ring, and now it is yours to take. Who knows? Maybe you'll find a way to get some good out of it. More than we did, at least.
I will gladly take it on 4 HP, but I will gladly take that ring.
All right. They hold that out to you just before hesitating, saying, Be careful. I think it's trying to speak to me.
I just pop it in between my finger and just go. So this is what we've been fighting for this entire time.
As soon as you touch the ring, you actually do feel a faint jolt of natural power course through you. It's familiar to what you first learned when your druid first taught you, but so much of it is also just different. It's bigger, it's untamed, it feels chaotic, and if anything, it feels like it's almost overriding and controlling your system processes. You feel a part of yourself become lost in its gaze as you begin to hear whispers into your ear promising unrestrained freedom and power, the ability to never care about anything else in the world, to have an infinite number of allies and an infinite control over anything you could ever ask for. A world untamed, a paradise never lost.
Oh, you wily old thing. I'm gonna put it in my pocket.
All right, as soon as you let go and put it away, the whispers stop, and you feel back to your old self again. As you all make it towards the entrance to the cave, you approach and are greeted by everyone who swarms around you and starts helping you all to your feet. Fleefort embraces Sherbin in a heartfelt hug, while Jupiter and Mudbrain start looking you all over and trying to assess the damage. They're all tapped, but they're trying as hard as they can to heal.
Cool.
think
I'm
Alara's
at
tapped
4
in.
health.
I am at 19.
Alara's invisible.
So true. And at 4 health.
I think I'm at 7.
As you all are looking over, Sherbin quickly explains what happened, and as a result, Jupiter looks to them and says, "Oh, congratulations then." And everyone immediately steps forward and kneels before Sherbin, saying, "Rise, Pack Lord Sherbin, ruler of the Gnolls." Sherbin backs away, their face widening in realization of what just happened.
No. This isn't what we talked about. I was just everyone's No, I'm not doing this. I'm not ready. Nobody ever is,
Fleefort jokes. Sherbin shoots them a dirty look, but shakes their head in exasperation.
All of this started because someone was given too much power for them to control too soon. How do we know I won't do the same? Because we already know you, Jupiter says. You're too stubborn to be pushed around, and far too indecisive to make any rash decisions. That doesn't change the fact, Jupiter,
Sherbin counters.
no matter what you say, I'm not ready. At least not yet. I don't know, is there some way I can maybe hold off on accepting this title until I am? Maybe give you a few years to learn what I've just...
Jupiter and Mudbrin look at one another.
Technically, there isn't anything in the rules that say they can't wait a few years.
I agree. And besides, there are a few things I want to make sure this pup knows before they take over as well. A few years won't hurt anyone.
As such, everyone decides to allow Sherbin to furlough their position as Pack Lord until they are ready. During that time, the pack leaders will act as a regent council, involving them in all decisions while considering any input they might have. Sherbin will still have final say over what happens, but any and all decisions will go through the council first, rather than the other way around. But, as everyone is discussing the finer details of how the council will function, Jupiter points out to the hyenas and asks,
Sherbin, where did these two come from? Oh, them? They just showed up at the beginning of the fight. I must have summoned them with a conjure animal spell. It's weird how they haven't vanished yet.
Jupiter steps closer to inspect the pair. She sniffs at them, then gasps and asks,
Sherbin, at any point did you get hurt during your fight with Clawraise?
Sherbin cocks their head and then points to a few of their wounds.
Yeah, all the time. And when that happened, did you feel your connection with these two fade, even for a moment?
Sherbin's eyes go wide.
No! They've been here this whole time! Wait, how is that possible? If Clawraise severed my connection with these two, but she couldn't. Not this kind of connection.
Jupiter turns to everyone.
These two are Shushava, the sacred mounts of Lord Yinigo himself.
At this, everyone quiets down and looks towards Sherbin. They don't say anything, still in shock from what Jupiter just said.
This is a great omen, a sign from the prince himself, to be blessed with not one, but two of the greatest hunters in the many, many worlds. What do I do?
Fleeford takes Sherbin's hand and says them.
For now, how about you say hello to your new friends?
Sherbin looks towards the Shushava, then to Fleeford. He smiles, then lets go of their hand and pushes them forward. Sherbin approaches, and the two immediately perk up, their attention fully undivided.
Are you two really from Lord Yinigo?
They say nothing. Sherbin hesitates, then holds out their hand. Both approach, sniffing in the air. One licks the hand, while the other nuzzles close to Sherbin. They smile and pet the two back.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do as your champion, but I promise you, I'll make sure I can do all that I can to help you, since I know you did the same for us. Thank you so much for helping me in our time of need.
With that said, Sherbin leads all of you back out of the caves and into the open air. A denouement a couple days later reveals all of you back at Talhelm with Sherbin. At this point, they have revert back to their natural form and are much more collected as they begin bargaining over the damages done during the Battle of Talhelm. Thankfully, the Furbolgs have been understanding enough to accept a couple of the barrels and gems from the mine shaft in order to pay for the damages cost. However, this was done after the spoils of war were divided up evenly, and you each walked away with about 50 gold points worth of items.
Nice. And that okay.
However, as everything is being settled upon, Sherbin pauses and watches as their Shushuvas move in and out. Despite being seen as some of the most sacred entities in Gnoll culture, Sherbin honestly hasn't known what to do with them. The Shushuvas clearly want to help Sherbin, but they have no real use for them outside of occasionally helping with heavy loads and carrying items. As the two move in and out with the Furbolgs delivering supplies, Sherbin keeps glancing up towards them as everyone is adjusting to this new normal. Oh, that reminds me. One of the Furbolgs carrying a bag steps forward towards Izzy. You said your name was Izzy, correct?
Yes, it is.
Oh, here. They hand you a letter from their satchel saying, "This arrived a day ago. You may want to look it over."
Oh, you guys get mail out here? Oh, thanks.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
That was what they call a very rude roast. Is that what the phrase is?
I thought they didn't like the new word, you know what I mean?
Okay.
But hey,
I
my
mean,
letter,
yeah.
shit.
Mail's
Well, looking the letter over, you instantly recognize your father's handwriting on it.
Dad, what does the letter say?
All right. Looking inside, you read it over, and you could hear the writing say, "Izzy, I've just gotten word from the council. We are cleared to give you the transmutation gauntlet. We're working on the Sentinel's plate right now, but get back here as soon as possible."
nice.
I relay that to the team. I think we should probably contact Aeschylus as soon as possible. Let them know we have the ring.
I'm gonna need the sanding stone real quick.
All right. Well, as you contact Aeschylus, Sherbin sees this happening and is going to step forward, telling you all, "If you ever want to come back, you'll always be welcome here among the Gnolls. We can't begin to repay you for what you've done for us, and we are eternally grateful."
Thank you. This was very nice of you, Shelby.
Of course.
I will be back.
They turn towards Izzy and say, "As for your father, I'd rather talk to him one-on-one, so tell him that whenever he's ready, we'll be here at Talhelm to talk about the fissures."
Will do, Sherbin.
Thank you. And also, all of you rush off to make it back towards the teleportation circle. You are able to get through and try to get ready to return to Pishao as soon as possible. And that's where we'll end our session.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, peace out.
This has nothing to do with the plot, but I do have 69 gold.
I have 58. Damn.
Hey everyone. I just want to take this time to once again thank you all so much for watching episode 6. I hope you all enjoyed this episode just as much as we did making it. Once more, I'd like to thank Dr. Christoph Thompson and Mr. Jeffrey Seitz at Ball State University for allowing our team to access their locations and equipment in the music media production studios. They have been a major help with the production, and I cannot thank them enough. Now, the next release will be something a little bit different. Instead of releasing a new episode in the Yugoloth Tabletop story arcs, we plan to take a small break between and release our after party arc instead. This will be a chance for the 5 of us to talk about our production, our characters, and generally what we liked most about this story arc. It will be published on May 1st, and between that time, we also plan on answering any questions you might have for us as well. Simply submit your question in the comment section of this video before April 28th, and we'll talk about it during the after party for the next campaign. Episode 7 will release on May 11th, and will begin the Pishao arc. We hope to see you all there. All music used in this episode falls under a Creative Commons 4.0 license and can be found in the credits and paste bin link below. All sound effects used in this episode fall under a Creative Commons 0 or 4.0 license and can be also found in the credits and pastebin link below. Thank you again for listening.